Welcome back to Fun Facts. I'm Diana Nakayenga, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. If you're not, I do hope that it gets better. It's not always easy. Every day is a challenge, but we know sometimes we gotta get through it, and sometimes we have to actually just be in the moment and go through that moment, that process moment. So I hope you're having a splendid day. Enjoy your day. I hope this cheers you up in some way. As I'm continuing on to do this series, I will be presenting to you 5 facts, so let's get right into it. Fun fact number 1. Cows don't actually have 4 stomachs. In fact, they have 1 stomach and 4 compartments. Yes, we've all heard cows have 4 stomachs. I know I've heard that, and so no. It's 4 little sections within 1 stomach, which I guess makes more sense. And now, you kind of have to question yourself, for us who aren't out there digesting the cow's stomach to find out what's inside, right? So for those who don't know, let's say what's inside of a cow, it's probably 1 compartment is liquid, which would make sense. 1 compartment is for the solids, and we all know that they eat grass, so that eventually turns into a liquid at some point because grass has water in it. And the other compartment would probably be for in case it eats something bad, and so it puts it there. And the other one for, I have no idea. And also think to yourself that if you had 4 stomachs, what would 4 compartments in your stomach? I feel like we would have a better digestive system if we had 4 compartments in our stomach, right? One to flush out all the junk that we eat, one to nourish us with the foods that are healthy that we eat. The other compartment for, all the other stuff. You could filter out whatever you want to put in the other compartments, but can you imagine if we human beings had 4 compartments? I think, yeah, compared to how a cow is, I guess we're better off being with just 1 stomach. That's all. All right, moving on to fun fact number 2. And you know what? Let's just kind of stick to the stomach thing happening right now, just for these 2, right? For this section, we're talking about the platypus. Now, if you are a grip in the entertainment department, you're probably thinking of the platypus for a balance board, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this, right? Okay, so the platypus does not have a stomach, like 0, nothing at all. There's nothing for it to hold the food that it takes in. Their esophagus goes straight to their intestines. Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? I mean, think about it, right? For anyone who wants to, belly fat is one of the things that we consider issues, right? At least for me, it's like I eat and suddenly I'm bloated, and then it's hard to get rid of the food from your stomach. I don't understand that process for me, but I know a lot of people, their stomach is just naturally smaller. So just imagine the platypus doesn't even have a stomach, so the food doesn't even go there. So if we didn't have a stomach, we wouldn't have all the bulginess, right? And I'm not saying that it's a terrible thing. I'm just saying that a lot of times you hear that complaint, it's like, oh yeah, I have bloating in my stomach, and it doesn't look the way that I want it to look. And so that's usually because our food ends up going there, the gas ends up going there, and then voila. So we have that little issue. But a platypus, lucky it does not have it. It goes straight to its intestine, and voila, the food is out. I mean, that's really good, right? How cool is that? Well, I don't know if it's cool, because sometimes I do like when my food is sitting there, because then I know that I have eaten, right? Anybody else, right? Because once you eat, I like to feel the food go down through my esophagus, and then once it sits in my stomach, I know that I've eaten and I feel good. So I wonder if they actually feel full. That's just interesting. Fun fact number 3. Tigers' skin is striped. Yes, just like their fur. And also, no 2 fur patterns are alike. So I guess you could say that it's kind of like their fingerprints. I mean, their fur prints. I mean, they are prints. But if they're not alike, which means that if they were looking for one specific tiger, and they thought it was the other one, their fur would have to be identified. So I guess that's how you kind of identify which one is which. Yeah, that makes a lot of does it make sense? I don't know if it makes sense, but it's really cool. It's kind of like our fingerprints, right? Our patterns don't match, so it's impossible for mine. Well, I mean, mine are mine and yours are yours, so therefore yours can't be mine, and that's how we identify who is who. But for, yeah, I guess that's kind of the same thing. It's pretty cool, right? Their skin is striped. So if you shaved off, please don't shave it off. But if you shaved off their fur, you would, I guess somebody figured that out when they shaved off the fur. How else would you know? Crazy, crazy, right? Fun fact number 4. Mosquitoes are the deadliest animals in the world, and here's why. It's because they kill more people than any other creature due to the diseases they carry. So they're not even when you think about it, that's really, really, really sad. Really, really sad. But yes, mosquitoes do carry around diseases, so be careful. Spray some off on you, especially during the season where it's warmer. Now I learned that mosquitoes also like to hang out in damp spaces where there are swamps. So if you have like a pot of flowers or plants and there's water in there, chances are you're gonna attract mosquitoes. So clean it out every day, empty it out every day so that you don't have mosquitoes. But yes, mosquitoes are nasty. We don't want that. But that's kind of sad, but it's actually really interesting that they kill more people than any other animal. And they're small and they fly and they can, it's hard to catch them. It's hard to catch them, but not as hard as not as hard as a housefly, but still, mosquitoes, be careful out there. All right, so last but not least, fun fact number 5. Psycho was the first movie to show a toilet flushing. Okay, that's really cool, right? I mean, hence the name Psycho. And then when you see that the way the toilet flushes it's pretty fascinating on its own, because the way the water swirls. I mean, imagine the first people who bought a toilet or who saw the toilet, right? They're like, oh. And then actually they probably saw the toilet in the movie first, right? So you see this toilet before it's presented out into the world to buy it, and you see it and you're watching a movie called Psycho, and your mind has to have been, I mean, I could imagine their minds could have been like in complete shock, in fear, in terror, in anything that's gonna make your adrenaline rush, and yeah, all the things. I could just imagine, right? You see the toilet flushing and you're like, oh my gosh. I mean, doesn't anyone else think that way? If you ever look down at the toilet when it's flushing and you ever had those thoughts, I mean, it's truly a phenomenal little thing, right? The water is swirling and it's going down a hole, down a hole. Oh, that's scary. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Tell me, let me know. Was that scary for you? Imagine. Okay, no more imaginations. But yes, that's basically what we have going. Something to think about, something to talk about, something to indulge your friends and family with. I'm Diana Nakayenga, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!